Something very interesting is happening in the cannabis space. So the MSOS is up for the second day in a row. And from the bottom, recent bottom, it's up 16%. Now, when you have something looking like this, okay, where it is down so much, 95% from the top, you don't usually get this kind of buying out of nothing. You usually don't. There's something going on, or might be going on. And then if you look at like X, there's all these coordinated tweets happening. Mike Tyson on yesterday. President Trump's campaign proposal to reclassify cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 is a pragmatic step forward that deserves bipartisan support. Cannabis should not be deemed more dangerous than substances like fentanyl. Then you have former congressmen, people putting up stuff from former congressmen. Then you have like police officers. And even there was a tweet going around that some congressmen or some politicians are buying cannabis stocks, okay? Very interesting, and I think we should pay attention to. And of course, what do you think is going to happen with the stock of Leaf Brands when there is any sort of hope or any sort of thing coming out of the politicians talking about a cannabis reform, right? Like, I remember when cannabis was hot, I remember a stock going from like 20 cents to $10 within weeks, just because they said that they're gonna go get into cannabis, right? And over the last 5 years, it was nothing but talk, and people completely gave up, right? So this was the height. This was the height here, and everybody was so excited about it. And then now it became complete desperation. I want to know from you, what do you think is going to happen to the stock of Leaf Brands when this sector becomes hot again? Because right now, what we have on Leaf Brands, we have them showing us the farm, right? Just to refresh your memory. So Leaf Brands right now is a company with $30 million of revenues, okay? But because the gross profit margins are in their 30s, the company is not profitable. And that's because they were buying flower from 200, 300 different farms to power their extraction facilities to create the extracts, right? And then 4 years ago, they bought a piece of land and they permitted it. And the idea was, we're going to grow our own stuff for significantly less. So instead of paying somebody else $30, $40 per pound, we can grow it for less than $10. So huge improvement in margins, right? And now they are showing us the farm on Twitter, what's happening with the farm, right? In other words, they're delivering what they said they were going to do. We're going to get the farm planted. We're going to harvest it. And they've been doing this. They delivered this. But if you look at the stock price, because this just happened, if you look at the stock price, you couldn't even tell that this is what's happening, because we are in a place where nobody cares about cannabis stocks. Nobody cares. And now they also told us that this farm alone is worth twice their market cap. They told us this. But the farm in their hands is worth a lot of money. And when the cannabis reform comes and companies like Leaf Brands are able to sell across state lines, I mean, all bets are off, because everybody will want to buy from the top players in California, right? Because California has a moat in terms of growing cannabis there, or growing cannabis and creating extracts. And now this farm that they have, it's the biggest cannabis farm in the world. And right now, nobody cares. But behind the scenes, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. MSOS is up. Politicians have coordinated tweets. Politicians are buying cannabis stocks. I think it's worth watching, don't you think?
Attention, attention, attention. This message is brought to you as a requirement by the British Columbia Securities Commission. In plain language, in a prominent spot, in a prominent font, and designed to catch your attention, I would like to inform you that in case you are not able to see the screen and can only hear the audio, this video is disseminated on behalf of Leef Brands.